Hi, welcome back to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and thank you for joining us on this third and final gameplay episode of the battle between Jamie and I playing Eminent Domain. I say battle, but Jamie's the only one who's been battling. I've been busy growing plants on my planets. We'll see how that turns out for us, but from a technical standpoint, this episode turned out to be a little bit of a disaster. During these last few turns, Jamie's mic went on the fritz, and the audio was pretty much unusable. But Jamie's such a perfectionist, he went back and re-recorded all of that messed up audio. So now, because he used better audio equipment, he actually sounds really good, which kind of makes my audio not sound as good. Well, lessons learned, and if you'd like to see Jamie and I play more games together, at Gen Con 2013, we're going to be meeting up to play Blood Bowl on the table for the first time together. I'm going to be bringing my Norsemen, he's going to be bringing his stinky dwarves, and we'll see who wins. But let's get back to the Eminent Domain playthrough. Okay, well, we've jumped ahead in time a little bit here because things are starting to heat up.
Absolutely, and I'm blazing through the galaxy with my scorched earth policy.
Yeah, okay, so Jamie has been on a tear through these planets, as you can imagine. My strategy has been very peaceful. I've been colonizing some planets, and I've been growing resources and just enriching the planets that I've been adding to my empire. And one of the hardest things, Jamie, wouldn't you say, has been like cutting out some of these turns. We've had some interesting turns in here.
Oh, you bet. I mean, it's a great game. It's going great. And I love it. And it stinks to cut out a lot of these turns.
Well, and so there's one turn in particular that we did record, and we just want to show you this right now. This is one of your good turns, Jamie. Mm-hmm. Let's show them that, and then we'll come back.
Great. All right. So on my turn, I got big plans for this armada right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play one of my wonderful technology cards called Warpath. Warpath allows me to attack up to 2 planets. Count them, 2 planets. With my Scorched Earth policy, reducing the amount of ships I need to attack a planet by 2, 5 and 4, there's a total of 5. I have 5 ships attacking these 2, and I'm taking 2.
And that's really cool because you got that technology card, Jamie, that one that you have, it's face up on the table, it stays face up on the table, right?
Yep, my permanent.
Yeah, it has an ongoing effect, and yeah.
That one did well for me.
So how many points you get off of those planets?
I got a whopping 6 points for that one action.
Well done. Gotta say, well done.
Not a roll, an action.
Yeah, that was your action. Oh my goodness, we're not done yet. What are you doing for your roll?
Well, what else, Rodney? I'm going to take a warfare.
Oh, of course you are.
Then I'm going to follow it up with 3 more so I can take 4 more ships. And we'll do that again in a later turn.
This is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. I'm dissenting to your whole turn. All right, Jamie, that was pretty wild and really played into your strategy of attacking, I'd say, don't you think?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, when I got those metallic planets in the beginning, I knew I was going to take a warfare tact with this game.
Oh, you fully committed.
I fully committed, no colonization whatsoever. And so I'm just drawing planets, snatching planets, attacking them, and moving on. And at this point in the game, I have 3 metallic planets and 3 advanced planets, which is the most you need to get the high level tech resources, or the highest level tech that'll get you the most points. So I'm ready at this point to completely commit to moving on to getting those high tech points.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit concerned, honestly, because I'm not exactly sure what the points gap is, but I feel like I have a little bit to make up. So, and I think we're at the point now where things are moving along pretty quickly. So let's get everyone back to the table with us here and play out what I think will be probably the last few turns of this game.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so we're back again, and I have a bunch of planets out here that I didn't have before, and I got my Scorched Earth policy ready. So the first thing I'm going to do with my hand here is I'm going to do a survey action. I'm going to draw some cards and see what I can get a hold of here. All right, well, that didn't do too much, but it doesn't matter because I have plans for those 2 advanced planets with the survey icons on them. All right, so I'm going to take a research roll. And I'm going to boost that with 4 research icons, which allows me to take productivity. That's a 5-point card, and what it does is it lets me play an additional card for its action during my action phase.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, it's crazy. So you're like going through these planets, burning them up, and it's like you're stealing all their technologies.
Absolutely I am. My adoption of these scorched earth policies allowing me to burn through planets and civilizations and steal their technology and move on to the next one.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to dissent, Jamie, so... Can it be my turn now?
You can have your turn.
Okay. Okay, well, welcome back to my side of the table, the happy side of the table. I've got a few planets going here, doing pretty good with that. As you can see, I've been developing resources on them, and I've got a planet in the wings here waiting to be taken over as well. Colonized, probably. So for my action, I'm going to use Improved Colonized. Now, this is an interesting card because it says settle one planet, and then settle another planet, or +1 colony. Now, this first option, settle one planet, it says in the notes that this is optional, because I don't actually have a planet here I can settle right now. So I will be skipping that to instead take advantage of the +1 colony option. So I'm going to slip this underneath it here. So just so you guys realize here, I've got 2 colony symbols, plus I have a colony on one of my planets. So that means that I actually have 3 really here, and that's what this costs. So I'll be able to flip this one over, hopefully, very soon. Now, for my roll, Jamie, I'm going to do a produce trade. And I'm going to follow that with... Yes, produce trade. I'm going to follow with 4 cards from my hand. And that's going to allow me to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sell 5 goods. And guess how many goods I have? I have 5.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to collect 5
Nice.
points for that.
And I am going to dissent.
I thought you might. Well... Now, is there anything I want to throw out here? Yeah, I'm going to throw out this card here. I'm going to hang on to this. That's going to allow me to draw 5 cards. So, Jamie, you can go ahead and take your turn.
All right, so I have another turn ready for planetary destruction. So with my productivity card out, I can play 2 cards as their actions. So the first thing I'm going to do here is play a survey to draw 2 cards. And for my second card I'm going to play for its action is going to be a mobilization. This is the first time I've gotten a chance to play this one in this game. So I'm going to collect 2 fighters with that, which I will add to my armada here. And then it also lets me attack after the roll phase, no matter what roll I take.
That is wild. Okay, cool.
So, as you can tell, I have no planets to attack. So I guess you can assume what role I'm going to take.
I will say you're going to survey?
Absolutely. So I'm going to take the survey roll, and I'm going to boost it with 1. So I get to draw 2.
Well, I'm quite happy with that, because I'm going to play out 3 cards, and I'm going to get to draw 2 planets.
And I shall take this fertile planet. And as my mobilization card said, I get to attack the planet after the roll phase. This planet takes 5 fighters to attack, but with my Scorched Earth policy, I can get it for 2 less, so I'm going to attack it for 3.
Your engine's working at full steam right now, I'd say.
I hope so. I think I'm going pretty good right now. It is your turn.
Okay, great. Well, Jamie, your engine is going full steam. I think mine's just about tapped out. I got 4 cards here. And none of them are particularly great. I'm going to use Colonize for its action because I want to settle a planet. I have 1 here I can settle. So just take those cards. Settled an advanced planet. The nice thing about it is it does give me 4 points, 4 victory points. Now, let me see. What am I going to do for a roll? I have got terrible options. Actually, you know what? I don't have terrible options. I thought I did, but look, I have a couple of planets that have the research symbol on them, plus I have 2 in my hand. So I'm actually going to take and play research as a roll. That will give me 5 total research symbols that I can play, and that will allow me to hopefully go get a really good technology card. And I'm going to collect diverse markets into my hand. That's going to give me a little bit of a bonus. Whenever I go and trade resources, I get additional influence for each type of resource that I trade.
And I am going to dissent.
All right, well, that's it for me. I am going to keep these 2 cards and draw some more.
Okay, so this turn is going to be sort of a building turn. I don't have a whole lot of cool things to do, so I'll play a survey to draw 2 cards. I'll take the warfare roll to build up my armada. And with my warfare roll, I'm going to boost it with 1, 2, 3, 4, and a warpath, which is 5 and 6.
Wow, okay, well that seems pretty decent.
So I collect a total of 7 ships.
All right, well I had to dissent on that.
And it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to keep things nice and simple here. For my action, I am going to play a colonized card to do a +1 colony on this planet here. Nothing too spectacular there, but then I'm going to take a produce card as my roll.
Ah.
I'm going to add that to 3 other produce symbols that I have here. And that's going to give me a total of 4 resources I can produce. So I'm going to put 1 here, 1 here. Very intentional what I'm doing. I'm going to make sure I get a little of everything. And I have 1 extra. I'll put it on there.
And I'll dissent because I've managed to burn away all of the crops on all of my planets.
That's so destructive, Jamie. Okay, well, I'm going to keep these cards. I'm going to draw 2 more into my hand. And Jamie, it's over to you.
All right, so this is going to be another building turn. I don't have anything super spectacular to do here, but I'm going to use my productivity to do improved trade, which just simply gives me 1 victory point, 1 influence. And then the second productivity action I'm going to do is play a warfare card to collect 1 single ship, continuing to bolster my forces. And then in my roll phase, I'm going to take a survey because I need another planet to destroy. And with the survey, I'm going to boost it with 1 so that I can draw 2.
I'm going to follow you. I'm going to be able to draw 1 planet into my hand.
All right, then I'm going to take this metallic planet. And then I'm going to draw 2, and with that, it is your turn, Rodney.
All right, my action is going to be pretty lackluster. I'm going to use my colonize to +1 onto this planet right here. But my roll, I think, is going to be pretty decent. I'm going to take a research card, and then I'm going to have 1 research symbol there. I'm going to then play, I have 2 on my planets, so that's a total of 3. 4, 5, 6, 7 on my cards. That's a total of 7 research symbols, Jamie.
Curse you, Rodney Smith!
You know what this means? I can go grab the highest tech available. And I've picked out this one here called Adaptability. I think this one looks pretty wild. First of all, it gives me 5 influence points at the end of the game, and that's great. But then its ability is my standard research roll cards gain all symbols, and they can be used to boost or follow any roll. Craziness. That's crazy.
And that's the one I had my eye on, but you had to go and snatch it away from me.
Of course I did.
So at that point, I can't take any more 3rd level technologies because I don't have any fertile planets.
Oh, yes.
So because of that, I'm going to have to follow you, but I will have to buy a lower level tech.
I'm running out of spaces to place everything.
So I have 2 of the research icons. I'm going to play 3 more of the research icons. So I guess I'll take I'll take the Weapons Emporium. And just to point out, the Weapons Emporium actually doesn't play into my strategy whatsoever. It just counts as 2 points, but I think the game's going to be over soon.
Right, so we got to grab the points now while we can.
All right, so now I only have 2 cards in my hand because I burnt them all doing that research action. But it actually works out pretty good for me because I'm going to use my Warfare as the action to attack the planet. It costs 2 less because of Scorched Earth policy, so it's going to end up costing me 4 fighters. 4 fighters gone. Planet snatched.
Nicely done.
And then my roll is going to be Survey, because I need more planets. And I'm going to boost it with 1, so I can draw 2.
I had to dissent there.
Uh-oh.
I would have liked to have taken another planet.
And I'm going to take this nice fertile planet here. Excuse me, Armada. There you go. I'm out. Got to draw up to 5.
All right, now for my action, I'm actually going to do nothing here, Jamie.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, not so great. But I am going to colonize. So I'm going to do that for my roll. And I have 3 colonized cards here. And as an added bonus, because I have adaptability, I can use research to boost, right? So I'm going to take this research card and I'm going to add it in as well. So I'm going to place 4 of these cards under this planet here. And then this remaining colonized card I'm going to put under here. So now these 2 planets are primed and ready to be settled as soon as I play a settle action on them.
I'm absolutely going to dissent your colonization.
Okay, so I have 4 cards in hand. I'm going to get rid of one of these, and I'm going to draw up. Now, I have to shuffle and draw. So, Jamie, I'll just turn this over to you while I clean up.
All right, so I can see that the end of the game is imminent now, so I'm just going to rush to get as many points as possible. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to play a Warfare as an action.
You never get tired of that, do you?
Never will, never will. Particularly when I'm attacking a nice, peaceful, fertile planet. And I'm going to Scorched Earth it, so it's only going to cost me 2. Normally 4, but with that, it's a -2. I get a nice 3-point planet there. And then I'm going to, with my productivity, play a second action. That'll be a survey to draw 2 cards. And then for my roll, I'm going to go with a research. And I'm going to pump that up with a boost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to get me a 2nd level tech. I'm going to take data networking for the points. But what it actually does is it lets you draw 2 cards and remove any number of cards from your hand from the game. And it's worth 2 points.
Well, Jamie, I'm going to dissent.
Back to your turn, Rodney.
All right, Jamie, I know you've been tearing planets up over there and just racking up the planets and the technologies, but finally, growing my plants may actually pay off this turn.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, well, listen, I've got this diverse markets card. I'm going to play that as my action. It gives me +1 influence for each type of research I trade this turn. So that's going to be my action, and then, of course, I'm going to do a trade as my roll. And I'm going to boost that with these other 3 cards I have in my hand for a total of 4. And I only have 4 resources, so that's all I'm going to need. So I'm going to get 1 point for each resource, and then there's 3 types, so I'm going to get an additional 3 points.
Wow, 7 points?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
That's a good turn. I don't know, I feel like we're neck and neck here.
It's really close. I don't know who's winning. I really don't know who's winning at this point.
Man, I think after that turn, that might have put you into the lead there.
Well, I'm assuming you're going to dissent here. Is that true?
I'm absolutely dissenting.
Okay, so I'm going to toss out a couple of my cards here, and I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right, Rodney, I apologize, but this will be the last turn of the game.
Oh, I've still got more friendly planets to colonize.
Well, I still have a deck full of planets I need to annihilate, but
okay.
Enough is enough. After your 7-point turn, I'm not going to allow that to happen again. So I'm
Okay.
going to completely skip my action phase this turn because I don't have anything else I need to do.
Okay.
I'm going to take the final research card. I'm going to 1, 2, and with it 3, take survey team for 2 points, and I'm done. Are you going to follow me to try and get some more points?
I sure wish I could. I'm looking at my hand here, and I'm looking at my planets, and I only have 4 research in total, and that wouldn't be enough to buy a tech card that had points. So I think, yeah, this is it.
This is it. And thank God you didn't make any points out of that. All right. Well, since you were the starting player, that means the game is over. No more turns.
That's right. So we have to add up these points. Okay, well, listen, before we get to the moment of truth, let's just recap a little bit there, Jamie. What a game. That was the first game you and I played. You taught me, and I think, I don't know, did I say this already? I won?
Yeah, you won.
Just
you won by
slim.
1 single point.
one
And I
point.
taught you how to play, and you picked it up fast because
Yeah.
because beating me is a feat.
Well,
I really don't have a head that big.
No. It was just a slim win. But this time, you seemed to lock into a strategy really quickly, didn't you?
Absolutely. I've never actually really gone with a strategy like that before. Usually I'm colonization, and usually I stretch my planet snatching out a little longer than I did. I sort of gone to... It was weird because I went planet snatching and then quickly went over to the tech victory points and then back to planet snatching again. It was sort of like a pinball game going back and forth.
Yeah, you did.
I've never really played that way before, but this was honestly one of the most exciting games I've ever played. Even though, recording it and going back and forth, it's a lot different than playing just generally on the table with your friends.
That's right.
But this one was, wow, it was just exciting. Every turn was awesome.
Yeah, there were some neat surprises. Like I haven't played it as much as you have, so seeing how some of those tech cards interacted and being able to pull some bonuses, like to collect some extra influence cards. That last one I grabbed there at the end, the adaptability, that just seemed wow. Like if you get that a little earlier in the game, that could be
fantastic card.
Yeah, it was really neat. And I, obviously I kind of stuck to a colonizing and plant growing strategy. It's funny you say you don't often do the warfare because it seemed to come very naturally to you. Very naturally.
Who knows?
You embodied it. Well, what do you think? Is it time to figure out who won?
Without further ado, let's count up the points.
Okay, let's do that. So let's start with the influence points that we collected from trading goods. I think, okay, so I had a total of 13. And
13?
I had 13, yeah. I sold quite a bit of stuff. Now, I don't think you had any, right? So,
no, I had 2. Because I had that technology that as an action, I could play it and get 1. And I did it twice during the game. So I had 2 influence points.
Well, what's next? Technology. Let's do technology. So I had a total of 9 points in technology.
Well, I'm sorry, Rodney, but I had 17.
Oh, okay. Well, so then we close the gap there a little bit. So what's your
little bit. You still had a lot more trade than I did.
Okay. Well, planets, right? Planets are the last thing.
Planets are the big one.
I only had a total of 8 planets, and the score on those were 24 points. What did we do?
My score was 34 for planets.
No way.
34.
Okay, well, let's do the total. I think I know what this is going to be. I had a total of 46. How many did you have?
I had a total of 53.
Oh, well done.
My revenge is complete.
It is complete. And Jamie, obviously, I got to say a big thank you to you for taking the time to come on the show and play this with me. It was a real pleasure. I know you have a real enthusiasm for the game, and that really was infectious for me. I couldn't have picked a better person to play it with, really.
Well, absolutely, you don't even have to thank me because it was an absolute pleasure coming on the show. Eminent Domain is my absolute favorite deck building game of all of them on the market, and I'll play it anytime, and I'll play any game with you because I just have a great time doing it every time. Thank you for having me on your show.
Total pleasure. All right, well, listen, let's wrap it up here. Until the next episode, everybody, thanks for watching.
Good night.